my property. Well, I'm bound to get my gun. You thought this was a free country. I teach you more. These fellas don't run. Careful now, you ain't never been on the train. But I saw you down the old internet. You was piping, waving your face. Who's the cowboy now? I'm the one with the stolen land. My only fear is when it all comes out. The wild things are gonna come and take it back.
Kill the man who killed you? Did you kill the man who killed you? Did you kill the man who killed you?
Oh, I ain't dead yet. No, I ain't dead yet. No, I ain't dead yet. No, I ain't dead. Yes, every night, every morn, some new misery I'm born. Every morn, every night. I'm born to sleep the light. Somehow I'm born to sleep the light. Somehow I'm born to endless night. Not this one. Cause I trespass. I trespass. Oh,
You William Blake?
Yes, I am. Do you know my poetry?
Hello, and thanks for joining me today once again. That was a song by the Illogical-Spoon called Who's the Cowboy Now? And the lyrics will be in the description with a link to the song on Bandcamp as usual. Today I want to do something a little different. I have listened to a couple of testimonies given by a few different people that I watch on YouTube and listen to on podcasts and stuff. And I decided today that I want to start sharing some stories about my personal journey, my walk with God, and just kind of lay out my whole experience to just share, because I know that can confirm for other people how they have felt about their own lives and see patterns and things that happen to us that unite us together and help guide us. So first of all, when I was a child, I remember just sitting outside and looking around at the trees and the animals, the birds singing and squirrels gathering food. And I just remember having this feeling of knowing that I had a creator, and that creator is what set things into motion. Later on in life, I remember experiencing church, primarily in a Lutheran church. And I never really felt like I experienced God in that place. There have been moments that I remember all throughout life having a feeling that I was connecting to God through song and through fellowship, but I've never felt particularly in God's presence within a church building. And so for me, even when I was younger, I never really felt compelled to be a part of a religious institution. And I understand many people have misgivings about even entertaining the idea that what the Bible says might be true. And a lot of that is because of what much of what we think of as the church represents. So as I aged and grew into my teenage years, I never really gave much thought to religious experience and didn't go to any churches or anything for many years. But later on, when I was almost out of high school, I had various experiences that brought me to seeking out truth through living out faith. That's not exactly how I thought of it back then, but looking back on it, that's how I interpret it, at least how I see what I was doing and see where I was being guided. So at that point in life is when I really began seeking God. And ever since, I've gone through various cycles and conversions. People often think of conversion as a single moment where one comes to a belief, or one says a prayer and asks to be saved. But I can see now, as I have gone through different cycles of seeking on a spiritual path, and having various forks in the road, you might say, that took me to different places spiritually, sometimes very dark places. But I've had various conversions that have always brought me back to the belief and faith that Yeshua, or Jesus Christ, as many like to refer to him, is exactly who he said he was, and his words are true. I will probably do various recordings of stories related to my conversion experience, because I like to try and keep these podcasts around 10 or 15 minutes. And maybe I will do an extended one sometime and lay out an entire testimony. Maybe I will write it out and have a long form version of it. But I'll leave you with that today. And if you have any feedback for me at all, you can leave comments on videos that I post on YouTube. When I record this podcast, I live stream there. And also multi-stream onto Twitch and Periscope too, I believe. When I first started the podcast, the connection wasn't working and it didn't post any videos there, but I believe it is now. And you can also subscribe on all the major podcasting platforms. Whatever your favorite one is, I would appreciate any reviews that you might feel compelled to leave for me. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you have a great day.